Hey guys, what's going on? It's Brad again. I just wanted to make this video to recap ACHN. I discussed it about a week ago, and I want to show you guys where it's at right now. I told you guys that there was going to be a bounce, and I didn't know exactly what price it would bounce off at, and I actually picked not the greatest entry, but I did actually stop out for a very, very small loss, and I'm actually back in the stock at 401. So, like I said, this stock was trading in a range, and it had a very high likelihood of continuing what it was recently doing from the historical events of the chart for the last, uh, I'd say, since basically the beginning of November. I mean, sorry, not the beginning of November, the beginning of 2017. It's been trading in a range, but it's been more volatile these past couple of months. So I actually got in at an entry of 410-ish, and I stopped out for a 10-cent loss or so, and now I'm back in, and I'm in at 401. As you can see, you never want to buy at a support that has not been confirmed fully yet, and that's what I didn't do. I bought around this price range, and as you can see, they're red candles, and there was no confirmation um, of the reversal. But here's a clear reversal. If you see a doji after a long downtrend and you see a green candle, this is not a morning star, but you can consider it that. This doji confirms indecision. So the sentiment of the market is confused if the market should go up or should go down. The buyers and the sellers are equal at this point. So it was minimal red. That's okay. The next candle we see a very big bullish engulfing signal. And do you know what that does? It engulfs the second red candle and the first red candle. And that's exactly what we want to see in order to buy a reversal trade. So as you can see, the first day was a big candle. The second day was another green candle. This is a strong indication that this stock will continue to its previous highs of 450, 460, 470, 480, or even up to these higher prices. It did close the gap over here because it did gap down. It did close the gap, but it has a possibility of retesting new highs. So you could do your analysis whichever way, and you don't need to take the whole move. You can take a position of 500 shares, 1,000 shares, 300 shares, whatever you want, and you're still going to make quite a bit of money, right? It's a $4 stock. It's nothing expensive. And one thing I really liked about it was it's not overbought, it's not oversold. One good thing is that it did cross over the 8 exponential moving average, and that's a very strong indicator that this is bullish. So they say, like the professionals say, when a stock closes over the 8 EMA, it didn't close exactly over the 8 EMA, but it closed like in the middle, you can sleep good at night because now the market is showing that it's bullish and there's going to be a continuation. So obviously the stock market is unpredictable at times, but on patterns like this, like trading in a range, you have a high likelihood of it coming back up and showing you signs of exactly what you wanted. So down here you see that the stochastics went from overbought, dipped down to oversold, and now we're here climbing back to the new highs, and that's exactly what you want to see. Right here, you saw a sell-off, you had a little bit more of a sell-off, and then right here in this area, you have a nice green candle that is hovering above these two candles. It's not engulfing them completely, so it's not extremely bullish, but you can see now the downtrend is finished, and now we can see an uptrend continue. What do we see the next day? We see a doji. Well, what do we have to do in order to like have a high probability setup? We want to see a green candle the next day to confirm this uptrend. And as you can see, it continued. It corrected, continued, corrected, continued, corrected, continued, and then it hit a top, and that's fine. So we have to be aware of these tops. We got to be aware that it closed the gap. This is the gap from here. Let me see if I can find a tool to show you guys. This gap is right here. basically the price closed here and opened down here. The top of that green candle, this long-legged doji, it opened here. So there's a space in the chart that has not been filled yet. And as a self-fulfilling prophecy, people believe that gaps need to be closed. As you can see, the price came down, bounced up, and it closed the gap. It closed the gap extremely well. What happened? It sold off. Why? Because if you look at the past year, it is trading in a range. It's not, it doesn't look exactly the same. It's not hitting the same highs. But if you buy at the support that is proven to give you better returns, then that's what you need to do. The better return setups are the ones that are confirming the bullish uptrend. So you want to make sure the stochastics are reversing. You want to make sure that your candlesticks are bullish. So you want all those good candlesticks, and you want to see if it's crossing any type of exponential moving averages, whatever it could be. You want to see if it's releasing good news, like what the float looks like, all that stuff. Even if you're looking into the fundamentals, you can look into the fundamentals to see, is the stock still standing where it was a year ago, right? So yeah, you wanna look at all those different things, but I'm back in at 401, looking for a 50 to 60 cent move, which is quite good for a swing. If it does break the last high, which was 482, then I will continue. But the likelihood of that, I do not know. I'm looking for half the move to retrace half the move, or a little bit above half of the move, and I'll sell my position. That's fine. I'll take 50 cents. That's okay. I'm 400 shares in. I'll take 50 cents. So yeah, this stock is very, very high probability. So anyone who's watching this video right now, this is an extremely, extremely good buy. You can obviously do your own research and all that kind of stuff, but as you can look at the historical events of the chart, it has a very high likelihood of returning back to the previous highs. And the one thing that I didn't do before, which I should have done, is looked at the previous low and said, okay, since it pulled back to this level, I should wait for it to return back towards those lows. I didn't do that. I formed a support line right at this area. 410. So I seen these bounces up here, and I'm like, okay, there's a possibility that it could dip to 388 and continue higher. But I didn't realize that the last low was 356. So my analysis was incorrect. But you know what? As a trader, you need to be aware of that, and you need to not neglect that you did make a wrong decision and sell your position. That's literally what you need to do. If you see things are not going your way, sell your position. You can always get in later. You want the confirmation for the next day to continue higher. You want to make sure you have a confirmation, a bullish confirmation that this trend is going to reverse. Because or you have the likelihood of losing as much as you put in. You never know, right? So just be aware. ACHN, in my opinion, great buy at this point. As you can see, huge downtrend, and now we have a confirmation of a reversal. We have a morning star, we have a bullish engulfing signal engulfing these two last red candles, and then we have another green candle which is not extremely bullish, but it is a good healthy candle, and it broke above the 80 MA. Take into consideration and all that stuff. So low float, yeah, it's not extremely low float, but it does move quite a bit. It's more of a long-term play, 1 month, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. So just watch out for it, and that's it. That's all I wanted to make for the video. Hope you enjoyed.